Dr. Anjali Agarwal, a physiotherapist and a lifestyle consultant. KBR and HL Human Development Foundation presents a free webinar on Good Posture Matters by Dr. Anjali Agarwal on January 10th, that is today, Sunday, 2 to 3 p.m. For more details, please visit elearning.hdfoundation.in. Working long hours with your laptop and computers? Are you sitting in a right posture, using a right desk? Does it really matter? Says yes, Dr. Anjali Agarwal, a physiotherapist and a lifestyle consultant. KBR and HL Human Development Foundation presents a free webinar on Good Posture Matters by Dr. Anjali Agarwal on January 10th, that is today, Sunday, 2 to 3 p.m. For more details, please visit elearning.hdfoundation.in. Working long hours with your laptop and computers? Are you sitting in a right posture, using a right desk? Does
Thank you,
it
Dr.
really matter?
Sushma.
Says yes, Dr. Anjali Agarwal, physiotherapist in the lifestyle.
Yeah. Shall we start or wait for another 2 minutes? Yeah. Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
Today we have Dr. Anjali Agarwal with us. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Anjali for accepting our invitation so that we could host your session on us. Since the pandemic days, April onwards, we have been promoting e-learning and how to integrate technology, but we never paid attention to what about the posture. All of us are working from home and all. So this is actually, I should thank Sushumna also. This is her idea. So we should introduce this or some tips so that Dr. Anjali can interact with the participants and share the tips and what is the right position, how to correct our position and all. So thanks a lot, Dr. Anjali. Sushumna, now I request you to start with a brief introduction about Dr. Anjali. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Sushumna, your audio, please unmute.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Indra. Yes, we are all, as educators, literally spending more time than expected on laptops and desktops. And we always paid attention how to enhance their skills as educators to really address the pandemic situation, to address students. But then suddenly I realized thanks to my health issues actually, and I also gone through some, and where my posture was wrong, which I didn't realize till until I met Dr. Anjali. Then I realized that, oh, not for everything we need a painkiller. We also have to pay attention to our back and our posture, and I really realized I'm a live example. So I thought this is a very important topic that we women especially have to pay attention, because we are multitaskers. We are not just uh, uh, doing our jobs at a professional level, even at a personal level. I'm not saying I'm not gender biased though, but I'm very proud to say that, and we are more working than men.
Yeah,
I always,
It's so true. It's very true. Oh.
very
yeah.
true.
So I thought this idea, and then I contacted Dr. Indra, and thanks to KBR and HL Human Development Foundation, as the name suggests, she addressed every aspect of human being. So, and this is, I think, one of its first of towards a health purview. I think they also wanted
Yeah,
to do
yes.
more
One of
and
our objects is health.
health.
So we have 4 objects. One is education, second one is skill development, third one is health, and fourth one is environment. We have already started environmental training programs, solar lamp making and all, and also technology enabled education, training teachers and all. This is the first initiative on health grounds. thanks to Dr. Anjali and Sushma.
Yes, thanks to Dr. Anjali right now. And now I'll move on to Dr. Anjali's introduction. It's a huge and it's a vast, as I said. The best, the quote also goes, I still remember, and whenever I meet Dr. Anjali, it proves true. The best doctor gives the least medicines, a quote by Benjamin Franklin. I really would like to start with this, Dr. Anjali's introduction, because I feel and we feel and many people feel that the reviews also says that she is best in her profession.
Yeah.
She is educated in one of the prestigious colleges known as IPG MER SSKM Hospitals, Kolkata, and pursued her work and further specialist training with the NHS UK London. She is educated not only here in India, also in UK, and Dr. Anjali also runs Lamage childbirth education classes. Yes, I'm underlining this, childbirth education classes, and has been an avid speaker at various international conferences propagating women's health, and the importance of prenatal and postnatal physiotherapy assessment, which is really important. And she's the brand ambassador for Physical Literacy Days run by the Pullala Gopichand Academy, Hyderabad. She conducts several fall prevention programs. For many of us, it's a new term, fall prevention program. I think she will explain all this in her presentation for the elderly at KBR Park, Hyderabad, with her association with elderly care units. And she is the convener for Health and Wellbeing C2IWN Hyderabad, Telangana chapter. Coming to her professional experience, she is a certified lifestyle counselor and covers an array of issues relating to dietary and nutrition advice, psychological counseling, stress management, and exercise prescriptions. Coming to her awards, I'm just giving her introduction very brief. Actually, I tried a lot. Coming to awards, and Remedy Systems and Services Chennai awarded the Best Physiotherapist Award, and Heart Manual Team NHS Lothian UK awarded a certificate of appreciation for her help with the Heart Manual DVD project in 2010. Award for a pioneer in birth, the New Humanity International Conference on Women's Health at Bangalore in 2018. And another award for being a role model for setting accessible India campaign in Hyderabad. Coming to her research works with University of Hyderabad in women's health and economic development of a country, and elderly abuse in India and geriatric rehabilitation and exploratory study. This is an exploratory study and where she won an award too. Coming to human touch in medicinal practices and medical profession, it's an integral part, right? You all agree with that. Yep. Keeping it alive in this telemedicine era, in this digital era, is really challenging to doctors. I hope Dr. Anjali agrees with this. But Dr. Anjali maintains that even in her telemedicine sessions, I'm not kidding, it's true. In a nutshell, I must introduce her as an angel with a magical wand. The floor is yours, Dr. Anjali.
Wow. Thank
you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Indra. Thank you, Sushma, for giving this opportunity and lovely concept introduced by KBR and HL Human Development Foundation. Thank you. Welcome to the Sunday afternoon talk. And we'll be focusing a lot of interactive session. Lovely way to cheer you up on a new year time and give us new perspective to have a good posture. So welcome to a very interactive and a fun session. I'll be just sharing my screen now. Yeah. Are you able to see the screen?
No, Dr. Anjali, you can also start your video. No need to stop your video.
whenever she's sharing, her video is stopping.
Video is getting stopped.
Oh,
Can you check if it's coming?
no, no, Dr. Anjali, your screen is not visible.
Okay. I think your screen is coming over the PPT. Can you switch off your video for a time being?
Yeah.
I think I will have to share the PPT to you, no, Sushma?
Yeah, better. It's okay. I can handle it for you.
Yeah.
It's coming, the screen?
No, 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 no.
No, doctor.
Can you give me the video access because the videos got switched off, it seems.
No, you can start your video. You have the start video option, no?
No, I think it's saying the host will only allow you.
No, anyone can start video. See, earlier Sudha also started her video. Anyone can start their video. Am I right, Sudha?
I don't think so. Only the host can.
No, no.
Host can. You have to
No,
give
actually,
permission.
I requested you.
Just
to
sharing a
start
screen, is it? It says host disabled participant screen
No,
share.
no, no. Video, starting video. You can start your video, no, not sharing. Sharing your video.
Dr. Anjali, I requested you to, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Now
we
it's
can
come,
see
right?
Yes. We are.
Yeah, we got it.
Good. We'll start it now.
Yeah.
Right. So is my video on now?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. So welcome everybody.
No, your
A
video.
very-
Sorry to disturb. Anjali, your video is not on. Only your PPT is visible on the screen.
Okay, now I can switch on. You gave me the permission to switch on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of us have the permissions.
Now
can start.
started.
Yes. Yeah, we got you. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Welcome everybody. A very good afternoon and lovely intervention by the KBR Foundation. And an interesting topic today is good posture. And everybody would be thinking, what is this something very new to us? No, our parents, our teachers in school always talked about something as good postures, but this seems something very different to us. Why is the doctor or us talking about postures today? I think which is something which came when we grew up as a small child, or when we came to school, our teacher would say, come on, sit straight.
Yeah.
But this is something which has gone over the years, and especially the times of COVID-19 when we are all working online. Most of our patients are seeing me online. So I think our postures does matter when we are glued to our small screen, whether it's your computer or your tabs or your phones, or you're working online, or students who are studying online. There are a lot of elderly people who are doing a lot of classes online and keeping themselves busy in this COVID-19 time. So this is a very interesting thing, which I think a very good message you can take home with and help a lot of people to understand what it means. So that's a small introduction. Thanks to Sushnima. She's already introduced me. And I really love working around health in a very holistic way. I feel that if you take a chill pill, you won't actually need a pill too. So if your posture is your best pill for any kind of back pains, any kind of health issues, if you have a good posture, can be maintained well. So I was also awarded for being the torchbearer for the year 2020 by being the healthcare awardee for Deloitte. Mrs. Sunita Harriet awarded this award. Now let's come to the topic here. What is ergonomics, or I would say in posture? Why do we have to understand what is ergonomics? So it's a very fancy word where we say, let's try to adjust our work environment to fit the employee's body. So if I'm working now, if I'm talking to all of you now, I will have to set my screen, and my posture should be as optimum so that I can talk to you for hours together without feeling the need to feel the pains in my joints. So the goal of ergonomics has been to fit the job to the person rather than the making the person fit to the job. So this is a very fancy term and it's now been taken in very strict consideration, keeping in mind all of us are working online. Now, what do you mean by posture? If you just run the word posture, it is the pose, okay, the position of your body. It can be erect, recumbent, prone, which are lying on your tummy, or supine, and rationalize cognitive stance or outlook. So now, when I look at all of you, I want all of you to switch on your cameras, and I would try to see how you look into the cameras, whether you're sitting upright, whether you're sitting in a crooked way, or you're looking into the screen in a crooked way. There's so much things about a posture. You know, the posture is something the moment you enter your room, or when moment a teacher enters a classroom, students look at how the posture of the teacher is. Or when you enter into an interview, every employee or every employer will be seen through their posture. The posture can determine whether you're a confident human being, whether you're not a confident human being. Half of the battle of your success in your life can be attained through posture. So it's very, very important and very vital thing people should keep in mind. Posture and emotion, something. If I am sad, I would try to bend forward and would have a stoop posture. It is a way of lot of information where we get from non-verbal communication or emotional cues. So if I see a person is very jittery and is kind of subdued, he'll always draw the posture of the shoulders down to the stomach. That is what will tell me whether the patient or my client or anyone for that matter is kind of feeling scared because of something. So the posture is the best judge of a person's emotion. Now, the psychological studies have shown how the body postures can affect your emotions. Now, the research has been traced back to Charles Darwin when he studied emotions, movement in humans and animals. Now, currently, many studies have also shown that there are patterns of body movements which is very specific to emotions. So sometimes when I see a person, I see the person is like sitting in a cross-leg manner, leg over leg, and is kind of crunched up and stooped. This emotion tells the person is very scared, is suffering with low self-esteem, and is also feeling not so awakened by the surroundings. Okay, he's kind of subdued and he's not very optimistic, and the introvert and the extrovert. This kind of a picture is what a posture can tell a very big story. So your body language, your posture, and your movements, in fact, will tell us whether the person is angry, whether the person is happy. Half the battle is won the moment I see anybody who's coming in a posture. Whether he's happy, then I know this person's emotional health is good. If somebody is in a very scared form, I know this posture is telling me a very big story. So a lot of healing can happen looking at the person's pose and posture. Now, what are the risk factors in case of postures are we do a lot of tasks which are repetitive in actions, which is clicking on the mouse, typing on the phone, typing on the laptop, or awkward postures in your kitchen. If you are a woman, if you are a person working in high risk jobs, you have to reach, you have to twist, you have to bend, you have to hold fixed position. And the contact stress, where you use your mouse to click your fingers, your wrist is always touching the desk. That is again another kind of risk factors for our postures. Now, the common problems which office workers, now we'll say home office workers, that is the best term to use, Sushnava, right? And Dr. Indra.
Yes.
So, the
Yes.
common problems which we see in people now is the back pain, the head and the neck pain, the shoulder and the arm pain, the leg pain, the foot pain, high blood pressure, headaches and heart rate, which has gone up, and long duration of musculoskeletal injuries, or we say repetitive stress injuries or occupational overuse syndromes. So, a lot of times when we are in one position of the body, where we are just facing a screen or using a computer or a phone for n number of hours. It is for all students, all teachers, everyone who's working online now. A lot of, without even getting injured, without even going and, falling down, we are getting a lot of pains and aches in the body. People's diabetes goes up, people's heart rate goes up, and even high blood pressure is becoming a biggest reason for not having a good posture. So if you have a good posture, your blood flow through your heart is well maintained, your heart functions well too. So every time, it's not how you look in a posture, it's about how your organs are placed in your body if your posture is not correct. Such a big science, but it's a simple formula. Work on your posture, you'll have a pill to chill pill. That is what I would say in simple terms. Now, why do we worry about it? What is the importance of this talk today? If we look at the number of people who are missing out on jobs or missing out to work every day because of this back pain. If I have a back neck or a bad back, I would not prefer to go to the kitchen even to make a cup of tea or coffee for myself. Look at the employers or the employees. The musculoskeletal injuries counts for about 600% of the injuries since the 11 years I have seen. And it accounts for about 1.8 million annual work related disorders of musculoskeletal. So the cost of the injury expenditure on these employees would be about $9 billion, which is about $29 $1,000 case compensation claim cost. So a lot of these employees kind of send out a letter to their employer because of the demanding job of working online for long hours. They tend to have a bad back, and there are countries where these compensation claims are actually welcome by the employees, by the employers. Now, the number of the lost work days because of the musculoskeletal disorders or because of the carpal tunnel injury, where your thumb and your hand wrist pains, is about 30 days. So I have a lot of my friends who work in a lot of IT related jobs in other countries. They would also, stay back at home, not work, and they will not be performing on the job if they have a pain. So there's a lot of loss of work. There's a lot of loss of productivity because a person is not feeling fit enough to work in an optimum position. So, what employees or anybody for that matter, your school, your colleges, everybody should keep in mind that health and well being is affected. So, missing out on work and opportunities is not a productive thing about anybody. Now, because of COVID-19, we think of economy so much, right? The same thing, if we think about health and well-being, the economy of any country would definitely do better, would always do and fare well. So coming to the common thing, everybody tell me, like, you can talk it to me. You see these red kind of points here? You see this, you see the red kind of points, the spots there?
Yes.
And there's a gentleman sitting in front of the computer. What do you think these points or joints planes mean? Can anybody answer?
The points where injury occurs,
Joints.
Yeah. Yeah.
the pain and the injury occurs.
Yeah. So what you see in this gentleman is he's going and looking into the computer. The points of the joints, you see these red points are your joints of the bodies. Okay.
Yes.
That is your neck joint. That is your shoulder joints. That's your elbow joint. That's your hip joint and your wrist joint. These particular joints get commonly affected when you're working online in front of the screen. So these joints needs to be taken care, and their posture will determine how your joints will behave. If you're sitting well, half the battle is won. If you're standing well, half the battle is won. So if you only take care of this joint line, you see the neck, the shoulder, the elbow, and the hip, they're in one straight line. This is the simple formula telling you all, always look at your posture now. As you hear this lecture now, all of you look at your posture. Is your neck sitting very close to the shoulder? And is your elbow very close in line with your shoulder? Or your hip is in line with your elbow? If you can see that there's a line which is in straight line, you are having a good posture. There's no big signs of maintaining it. If this is the basic rule of thumb, if you can maintain, you've actually done really good with it. Now, the pandemic or pandemic, I'm saying. Pandemic means because
Yes.
the reason I'm saying is since March 2020, that's the time I think I discovered this new way of working and touching my patient, that is through online, right? So we had about, I think we have addressed about more than 10,000 families, their immediate families too,
Oh,
with this kind of pains and body pains. So we have addressed a lot of obesity related back pains and sedentary lifestyle. We've addressed a lot of back pain. They have increased drastically over this lockdown. Everybody is just glued to, the movies on Netflix, or they're buying online, they're doing some Zumba classes online, and there's been a constant increase of nagging headaches because they're constantly watching through their eye, and painful wrist joint. This is something which I've had a pandemic of in the from March 2020 till now. So I think we really need to find a very wholesome solution to this. That is one thing, that is posture. All right. So now tell me, how many of you are using your phones now to watch the Zoom online? And how is your neck position? Have you kept it in a position where it's the holder which is holding your phone, or your neck is gone to the gentleman's angle? You see the gentleman at the last end? So if you look at the text neck is also termed as turtleneck. Earlier, all of us could move our neck up to the sky freely, right? Now, with Sankranti coming, we need to fly the kites. The
Huh.
moment you go to fly the kites in the sky, your neck will jam up.
Oh.
And the next day, after Sankranti, I get about 10,000 people calling up for a neck pain.
oh,
Because our necks have become so grounded downward, our neck cannot turn up and look at the sky.
oh.
This is called the test neck. All the time, we are scribbling and scribbling and scribbling on the phone. Whether it's your WhatsApp, Facebook, everything is online. And every time till night, about 12 or 1 o'clock also, the youngsters are always scribbling on the phone and always texting 101 type of messages to everyone. There are about 100,000 groups on WhatsApp. People are forwarding messages, typing messages, right?
Yes.
So you understand how your neck is becoming. Your neck was straight initially. If you see the angle of the neck used to be about 0 degree. This is the optimum level of angle where your neck will never get a pain if you can maintain this angle. Going forward, as the man advanced and when online shopping came in, we got an angle of the neck drawn to 15 degrees. And then when we went from 15 to 30 degrees, lot of movies watching started. And then now during the COVID era, we have everybody's neck about 45 to 60 degree. Now during this time of 60-degree, you can see how your spine is bent. You
Hmm.
see
Yes.
how your spine was initially and how your spine has got bent like a concave, convex kind of spine. Imagine the amount of oxygen you could breathe when you were straighter and how much oxygen you can't take in because of this posture.
Oh.
Now, yeah. So if I'm looking at a lot of issues with my digestion, if I'm looking a lot of issues with my, pregnancy care, if I'm looking a lot of issues with menstrual health for women, I'm looking a lot of issues for people with constipation. These are the simple things we need to address. If your spine is not straight, your internal organs are not behaving well, right? So everything boils down to your posture. If your posture is good, you don't need any antacid. You won't have any hyperacidity. If your posture is good, your headaches would be gone in a day. So there
Oh.
are simple things. All kind of diseases which are mushrooming now in the century is all because man has got more advanced.
That's very true.
Very true. Yeah. So everybody, give your inputs here. What do you think this picture means? Nalini madam, I see you are there online. Please tell me what this picture means.
Hi, how are you? Yeah.
Angle
The
of
way
load.
that the neck bears when the head goes down.
Yeah, you see the angle and the kilo of weight your spine is bearing?
Hmm.
Oh.
27.2 kgs.
Oh my.
Yeah. So now when I was straight, when I was not so advanced with technology,
Ah.
my weight on my spine was only 5 kilo.
Oh.
Hmm.
Okay. Now when I look into the text and type, my weight on the spine is 27 kilo
Oh my.
at this angle of 60 degree.
So we should stop using our mobile phones and all, right?
Yes, you should have a pose to keep them.
Yeah.
You should have a
Otherwise,
stand
yeah,
and use them
we should
keeping in
correct.
front.
Yes.
Yeah,
We
this
should
is a very important health for everybody. Now I see a lot of these students having issue with eyes. Eyes are not able to concentrate above a certain angle because they're always bending down and looking at the things. The moment they turn their head up, they feel like giddiness.
Oh.
Right. So you understand your attention span has just gone limited to 60-degree angle. Yeah, forward. But you need to go up to 0 degree
0.
at times.
Yeah. We should maintain that.
Maintain that. Now we come to the fun part of it. How many of you think are this gentleman sitting like this? Shishma?
Bad posture examples.
Yeah, I do practice all
No?
these.
Oh, you practice all this? I think one day I should ask everybody in your family to click a photo of you and send it to me. How
Yeah.
about other people? Indira madam, do you sit like this?
No, no, no. Not that bad posture mine is, but I always bend my neck at least 70 degrees, not 60 degrees, and something follow some tweets on my Twitter app and all. So that is my bad posture. So
Yeah.
not like this, but not 90%. You asked us to maintain that line, joint line. That though I rarely maintain that.
Very good. So recently I saw somebody I usually do. A person should not know whether I'm looking at their posture. So it's very gives me an eventful picture of that moment. So the person is actually sitting like this. The moment he sees me like online, he's upright, he sits upright. But all 24 hours he'll be sitting like this. So it's not that when only you get a instruction to sit straight that you sit straight. All the time that it's a formula should be there with you. I need to look after my joint line, shoulder, neck, elbow, and hip in one straight line. In this case, nobody has that, right?
Yes.
Excuse me, madam.
Yeah.
I am
Yeah.
Dinesh Vyas, madam.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You're doing this?
Madam, last year I faced a problem while valuation of the papers, madam.
Oh.
I didn't know about the posture and I gone through an X-ray and doctor has suggested me some postures. Really, this is very informative, madam, this webinar.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
Thank
a needed
Because-
session. Really, it's a needed session for all of us.
Because of continuous valuation of the papers, madam.
Yeah. So neck angle. Again, the case is with the neck angle.
We are busy in the valuation only. We don't know the posture. We used to now and came to know the correct posture.
Yeah.
Great.
Great.
Thank you very much, madam.
Yeah. Right. Now all of you stand up.
Yeah.
All of you stand up. Okay. Yeah, just look at you all.
Better all of us start our video.
Yeah, but it's better.
Yeah. Can I see your video? Your video is gone.
And so that you can go to the gallery view, Dr. Anjali, and you can check our posture. Okay.
Go to your,
All right.
yeah, you can see?
Gallery view.
Yeah, I can see.
Let me also.
I can see all of you. So I have to see all of you, right? So I'm going one by one to each window now.
Mhm.
Yeah, very nice, Indira madam. Okay, Sushma, your neck is straight. Keep it more straight.
Oh. Anna,
Yeah.
we are looking at the screen.
Yeah, you're looking at the screen. Okay, now imagine I'm right in front of you. Okay,
Okay.
right in front of you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Nalini.
पापा
Very good.
पापा भेज रहे ग्रुप पे भेज रहे
What is Sudha? Now you are exercising.
Oh.
Next, you are correcting your neck position.
Everybody keep the cameras on.
हाय भेज रहे
Everybody keep the cameras on. Okay, some people are not having camera on.
Yeah.
Come on, everybody stand up straight.
Hi.
All right. So now in this case, what do you see? This gentleman is. So, okay, I've gone very forward.
Please mute your microphone.
Yeah.
Start your
In
camera.
this wall, all of you go stand near the near the back of the wall. All of you stand against the wall now.
Okay.
Yeah. Can everyone mute their phone microphone?
And then we need to adjust our camera.
Yeah. Now, as you stand against the wall, how many of you are able to touch the whole back on the wall? And how many of you feel there's a hollow on the back? Can you please mute the phone? Can you please?
Look at the participants. Mute your microphone, please. Let me also mute my microphone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now tell me, everyone, how do you feel? Your back is touching the back of the wall?
Yes.
Yes and no, right? I will tell you what has happened. So now all of you can sit down. So you see this gentleman A and then you see a gentleman D. So gentleman A is supposed to have a very good posture. Why do you say? Can I get an answer from all of you? Why do you think that gentleman A is better?
In a straight line.
Very good. That is Indra ma'am. Clap for her.
No.
Right.
Okay, great.
Right. What do you think about this gentleman? What is wrong here? You see a protruding chest wall. Yeah, and there is a hollow. Very, very wrong posture. This person would always have a back pain.
Okay.
And then you see this gentleman in C. His tummy is all pouty out.
Oh.
He's not obese. He's not having fat on the abdomen. But his posture is something which is making him look like this. You see that? Yeah, this person will always have a neck pain.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the reason if you maintain a posture like this, and then we say, okay, I watched Netflix for 20 hours. What will happen to the neck? It'll really get stretched out. And this gentleman would, what has he done to himself? His bad of the hip is almost gone back. This person will have knee pain, a lot of knee pain. Okay, so pain everywhere. Whole spine is having no curve, lot of fatigue and lot of pain every day he will have. So you see, when you come and see me, I only look at your posture and can tell you where exactly you have pains.
Yeah.
Oh.
Right? Anything with your chest, everything is related with your posture. Right? The key thing is become Mr. A, not become B, C, D. Right? So simple thing. Now only if we start working on it, about 95% of the problems in our body can be solved. Okay. The key thing is to create a healthy environment for your employees by investing in an ergonomic furniture. Have a good chair, have a good table, have a good armrest, have a good footrest. This is how you can make your work very productive, and you can work online for hours together, right? This is investment, is healthy, very efficient, very creative and safe. And this is something which I think everybody who's into starting up their own firms or starting up their own businesses, they should look at employee health in great details. Right. Now, the goals is always have a workspace with a breathing environment. So right now, when I'm sitting with all of you, well, I have a plant in front of me. I have enough room to move my hands. Don't be working in a congested environment where you're, in the corner of one room, you don't have a window, you don't have air to breathe, and always have a physiotherapist to visit your offices who can look up the good postures and can educate people. These are healthy practices which every school, colleges, every employer should have, and invest in a good exercise class which would invest in good health for participants all the time, and play gym areas and game activities. Every offices should have either a table tennis court or a badminton court, or they can have a gym area where they can just do minor, jumping around like a trampoline, which adds momentum and movement in your body, and add breaks while the walking meetings. Most of the time, I tell people is instead of just sitting, I would say stand up, do a walking meeting with your colleagues. Even if the webinar is going, you can take the stuff in your hand if you have a tab with you, and you can walk around and then attend the webinar rather than just sitting glued to one side of the corner of the room. This makes the body very tired and very fatigued. So that's why to maintain a good posture is very important that you add lot of mini movements in your life. Right. Now, the horror stories of bad posture. What do you think is wrong in this picture, all of you? You see how he's sitting? His legs is flung to one side of the body. His neck is bending into the computer. All his files are behind the computer, and he's stuck at one corner of the room. This and his back never is in the angle of 0, 0, 0 degree between the elbow and the shoulder. Everything is haywire. This is a classical case of person would have lot of body pains, lot of neck pains, lot of knee pains. One thing which is causing him all the trouble is his bad posture. All right. So this is what something which we will have to look at. His head is bending. His heels are not touching the ground. He's unsupported. His back is not resting against the chair, which will give him a back pain. So one thing I always tell people is sitting is next to. Can somebody complete the sentence? What is sitting is next to? Sitting is next to smoking. Any type of sitting for long hours is as dangerous as equivalent to smoking cigarette. It will reduce our span of life. It will cause us diseases like diabetes and hypertension. That is why for these kind of people, I ask them to add mini breaks. They need to get up every half an hour, stretch their bodies, have some water, come back and work, change their posture, stand up and work for some time, come back and sit down. This is very essential to break the chain of monotony in these body parts. Otherwise, it's very difficult to have a pain-free life with this kind of working lifestyles. Right. Do I look like a zombie here? What is wrong here? What is wrong in this picture here?
Yeah, his head.
Hitting the head.
Yeah. His computer is too high. His computer is too high above. Right? It should have been down below. This is how you have to work in your home to adjust your computer screens. This is called ergonomic profiling of a person. His eyes are just going up and his neck is blocked here, right? He'll get a lot of temporomandibular joint pains and neck pains and ear pain and headaches. This is the classical sign why people end up with lot of toothache also, because his teeth is always grinding at the back here. Okay, so such an interesting thing that we tell people is always look at your screen from about 10 to 15 degree angle. So his computer should have faced here from the eye level, right? Rather than going up so high above. Right, this is called as the corrective posture. His eye angle with the computer is about 10 to 15 degrees, His arm, his shoulder, his elbow is 0 degrees, and his arm is supported on the keyboard at 0 degree. This is called as an idle posture, a very welcoming posture for able to work for long hours. We can have a poll now of how many times should we get up.
Yeah. Yeah. I just launched the poll, requesting all the
Right.
participants to respond to that poll.
Yeah, everybody please respond to your post.
I think there are 27, so 24 people, 24 votes should come.
Only 7 of 25 voted so far. Requesting all
Okay.
the participants, please respond to the poll. Only 8.
Bhaskar, you're there. Nalini, I see a lot of people who know me are there.
I did.
I think they
I did,
keep
Anjali.
hearing all my lectures every day.
Yeah.
Bhaskar, please answer. What does the poll mean?
Only 10 of you answered. Please respond to the poll. 11. We got 11 answers.
Very good. At least people are answering the right thing. They feel that frequent breaks are needed.
But generally, we don't practice this.
We know this, but we don't practice this.
We don't practice. We think it's unnecessary. Or
No. We get immersed.
we don't have time. We're running short on time, and then we do this.
We get immersed in our work. So we neglect our health.
Anjali, armrest is compulsory, yeah? Because I don't have, I use this chair. Is this okay?
I can remove the poll.
Yeah, I'm ending this. Okay. I'm sharing the results here on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, stop share the results. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Done now?
Yes.
Good. Yeah. So everybody has to understand that our posture is half the battle won if we are looking at simple things of not sitting like him and we sit like him. So if you look at this picture here, the optimum position is your back is supported to the back of the chair, your arm is at 0 degree, your neck is at 0 degree, your leg is well supported on the ground at 90 degree to 110. The hip to knee angle and ankle should be 90 to 110 degrees. And your eye should face the monitor in a nice way. I know this again will become like a very claustrophobic position if you're sitting like this for 8 hours. So what I say, tell people is sometimes sit on the floor. You can have a stool, so keep your laptop on the stool and sit in Padmasana on the floor. It's a very good way to break the chain of monotony so that you can be more productive in nature sometime. Now, so the action for correction is make an effort to sit correctly, adjust your backrest to your chair to support the lower spine, make sure that your seat cushion is not too long, and experiment with chairs to find out which is very good and adjusting to your body posture, and make small adjustment to your postures. So let the movement word be your code word, which is let's not have a static posture. Let's get up, spend at least 5 minutes every hour away from the computer. Go and see a plant, go and see the sun, go and see something outside of your house, basically out of your balcony if you're working home. Remember to stretch and to a point of mild tension, not like extreme level of stretch what you do in yoga, but a simple level of stretches. And try to incorporate stretches in daily routine. Very, very important.
Yeah.
Right. So Bhaskar, what is your chair? Is your chair a savior or a monster?
Yeah, I changed my chair now. It's the previous chair was a monster, I can say.
And Nalini madam, both the Nalini madams, you're there. Which kind of chair are you using? I changed your chairs too. Nalini auntie?
Hi, Anjali.
Hi.
Hi.
What kind of a chair you're using now?
This one I'm using.
Yeah, but is your chair backrest gone to back or to front?
See, you can see this.
It's a fixed one, I believe.
Okay.
Fixed one.
Yeah, it's good.
Good, no?
Good one, pretty good one.
Huh.
Yeah,
And,
it's good.
And that too, I will not have long hours. Only 1 or 2 hours I work and get up and I get up in between,
Very good, very good, very good. Sushma, what kind of chair are you using? Indra madam, what chair you are using?
I'm using the straight of a 90-degree chair, just like this. I have to sit like this all the time, and my legs touch the ground completely.
Very good.
And my elbows on the table. And this is my the degree that I.
Indra madam?
Yeah, so I use this straight chair, and can you see my video? So
Yeah,
this is my angle towards my laptop, and my feet touch this table. I have a small one, so not hanging on the edge. So I make sure that my feet touch this table partition is there.
So the key point is, like people are thinking that chair is the only thing which we need. You can sit on the floor in Padmasana or butterfly pose and keep your back rested against the back of the wall. That is a very good way to break your monotony. If you're working for like 12 hours or 8 hours, at times do sit on the floor. It helps to decrease the pain and the monotony and the fatigue of the body. So sometimes that's what I say. Your chair is the biggest monster for your posture.
Yeah.
Olden days, we never had a chair, right? We sat on the floor. Why did our ancestors had such a good posture? Because they didn't have a chair. Right?
So yeah.
They didn't have any lifestyle diseases because they never sat on the chair also.
Yeah. Chair and sofa, even sofa also, sitting on a sofa also. It's
sitting on sofa, sitting on the bed. And now with working online, I see people are just lying on the bed and working. They kind of lie on their tummy and they're clicking on the laptop. I find it's not productive in nature. First of all, you won't have good digestion if you're doing it, right? And it will not let you concentrate in the work too. Okay. Now, since I have a lot of children also I see online are working now or studying their classes, the children's chair and table should also be like this, 90 degree. You see his angle of 90 degree of ankle and his hip. All the children are now sitting on big tables and chairs with their parents are using. That is causing a lot of neck pain for the children. We should only work on small tables and chairs, invest in the chairs for as long as this pandemic, they are not going to school, they should sit on these chairs and work and study and not do online. For children to ask them to get up as often as possible is very important for them.
So, Dr. Anjali, I have a small doubt. Like when we are resting our feet on the ground or on a table, usually some tables have a footrest.
Yeah.
And that is angled like this, almost like a. So,
yeah.
Is it better or, I mean, on a ground completely down?
I feel its ground is better, or if you can have a wooden stool. Wooden stool is better because it is more sturdy. It gives the same feel what you have of putting your feet on the floor. But if you're not doing that, and if you have, I saw a few people now, while I see the ergonomic desk for them, their feet is almost hanging in a dangling footrest. That is not a good footrest then. It will give you a lot of hip pain and knee pain then.
Okay.
I would say a wooden, just invest in a wooden framework, a wooden block you can put. Or just try to drop your chair little down and let your foot be put firmly down onto the floor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, going forward, why ergonomics is helping employers? I see a lot of lot of people here are all working from home, most of you.
Yeah.
So it will help you decrease the injury risk and you'll be more productive, less of mistakes when you're working, and more efficient, decrease work days and improve the morale of the employees. A happy and a fit employee is always a happy and a fit company. That's what I say. Your employees are the window to the world, basically. They will tell you whether your company is good or bad. Looking at your employees, you can make out. So my word, like my formula or mantra always to tell is move, get up, stand often. So I stand for good posture. So that is very important that all of us should take this as a mantra. Give it to all your friends, your family members, and your office colleagues too. That your good posture is a good mantra for you. And always remember to stretch as often as possible. You see a cat and a dog, how many times they stretch up?
Yeah.
In the floor, they kind of stretch up. Why? They kind of give some kind of mobility and movement to their joints. If they don't do it, they will become like us, all jammed up. But they are always mobile. They keep jumping around. They keep moving around, right? That is very important that as human beings now, especially being home, we stretch as often as possible. Right now, when you're hearing my lecture, how many times did you get up from your chairs? I made sure that you get up for a few times, but we really need to add in as many times we can stretch ourselves. All right. So this is a very important chapter and the lifestyle wheel. All of you read it very nicely. Okay. What do you mean by my balanced lifestyle? I know work is important and we got to be very productive, but at the same time, our health is priority too. And in COVID-19 time, especially the 2020 year, taught us only one thing, to keep drinking immunity boosters, to keep eating fruits. But at the same time, we've forgotten the importance of exercise because of the, like being scared of going out too much to do workouts. We're always homebound. But you can make your home as a gym also. You can do many tasks and exercises while being in the house and being very active. So in this lifestyle wheel, you'll see little portions of the triangle formats. You see, I have time for my career, I have time for my leisure, I have time for my financial role play, I have lifelong learning, which I'm learning now in this lecture,
Yeah.
spiritual well-being and environment well-being and relationship. A small portion of this cake of lifestyle will help us to be fulfilling you. This is the balance which you need. But what has happened in the recent years? We have taken the health away, we've taken the relationship away, we've taken the leisure away, and the spiritual away. We're only working on career. Career has taken the whole game plan of this lifestyle wheel. That is the reason when we are having anxiety, when we don't feel too productive, that is why it's important that to have a good health, your good posture, you take care of all the other avenues of your life. Give equal importance to this balance to of the lifestyle. Okay. And this is the healthy platter, which I would say what time I sleep, what time I do physical activities, what time I focus on my work, whether it's reading, whether it's computer jobs, connecting time, social media, Facebook. It has to have a time limit. I can't be on Facebook 24 by 7. Then there's playtime. I go play in the gym, I go play in the park, and the downtime when I rewind, I go for a nice, a de-stressing drink, sit down, listen to some soft music, and the time in. This is what our brain has to adapt. Then only our postures could actually be very good. If we don't do all of these, our postures can never be what I say, okay, sit straight. You can never sit straight if you don't have all these being in it. So having a good posture is one great thing. To have a great posture, remember the healthy mind platter. That's very important. So come on, everybody, let's stand up and we'll do some stretches now. Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So first and foremost, what we are doing, we'll try to draw our arms in front. Draw your arms in front. Take a deep breath. Touch your arms to the sky. Right? And then bend down to one side. And bend down to one side. All right? And come back. And sit down. And raise your shoulder up. And raise your shoulders down. Okay? One hand up. One hand down. And arch your back. Okay? Sit on the chair and arch your back. Arch your back. Okay? These basic stretches are very good stretches to be done. All the time you should be able to do them. Right? Basic ones.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's go on the second one. Right. Now try to push your arms back. Try to push your arms back. Pull your arm back. So you pull your arm back, okay? Then you pull your arm back, second arm back. All right? Very good. Very good. Awesome. Awesome. Right. Then what you do is make a namaste, greet each other. Namaste. Everybody come and do namaste. Come and do namaste and ulta namaste. Ulta namaste. Very good, Indra madam. I can see you very well.
Like this?
Good. And then one arm up, one arm up. Put one arm up, one arm up. Okay. All right. Okay. Now sit on the chair. Sit on the chair, cross one leg and look to the right. Cross one leg and look to the left. And then sit on the chair and arch your back, look to the sky. Right? Very good. Hello?
Yes, doctor. We are doing.
You're there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. Good. Now try to wriggle your arms. Come on, everybody come up. Wriggle, 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 wriggle. Tiptoe, tiptoe, tiptoe. Jump, 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 jump. Okay, tap your feet, tap your feet, tap your feet, tap your feet, all of you. Lot of blood circulation. Everything is got stagnant. Every thing got stopped. Everybody stand up and do it. Click your cameras on, all of you.
Yes.
Okay. And now tap your hands. To shimmy, 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 shimmy. Tap your legs, tap your legs, tap your knees, tap your thighs, tap your back, tap your back. Press, 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 press. Shimmy, 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 shimmy. Clap, 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 clap. Clap, 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 clap. Sit down, all of you.
Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Very good. All right. Cheered up, everyone.
Oh, yes.
Now we will stand up and balance our body like a ferry. Okay? Balance ourselves on a ferry. One leg standing. Okay? Stand like one leg.
Like one leg, like a tree?
Like the girl. The girl in the picture.
No, I don't think. Okay, we'll try.
Try. Hold on to the wall and
Dr. Anjali, I can't hear you.
yeah, hold on to the wall and then stand on one leg and dance. Balance your body.
How to do that? I can't see that.
Come on. Just stand on one leg like ballerina.
Oh.
Okay?
Okay.
Yes. Very good, Sushma. Very good.
Oh.
Come on, balance all of you. Balance. Indra madam, very good. Nalini madam, both the Nalini madams, where are you? Basha. Very good. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Keep controlling the balance. Keep controlling the balance. Yeah. Awesome. 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 Very good. Yeah. Good. Very good balance, all of you. Very good. Well done, all of you. Now you will march on the spot. Like, imagine there a big staircase. Okay. There is big staircase. Now march on the spot. Big stair. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Now you will move your arms and walk around the room. Walk around the room. It's called as the office wanderer. Yeah. So these activities you can do while you are online, right? You can do in front of your desk and be pain-free for life, right?
Yes.
So easy one to be done actually. There is not a big science around it, not a big science at all.
Yes.
Yeah? Yeah. So that's your office wanderer. Okay?
Okay.
You see the person is actually walking around the office and he's trying to move and add as many movements in his life. Okay? That's you can move and jog. And now we come to the question and answer round.
Okay. There is already one question posted long back. I said, okay.
Pardon?
There is one question posted long back.
Yeah.
It's about using pillows, neck pillows. I think asked, you can ask directly to doctor.
Sridhar, you please unmute.
So good afternoon, ma'am.
Yeah, good afternoon.
So we are habituated using pillows. Is that mandatory to use? Is there any particular age persons should use? What in these days the children and all the age group of people are using. So who will use? My first question is who will use? The other thing is in these days all the people are using mobile phones when they went for sleep at that time, so they are using mobile phones. What is the posture at that time? Is mandatory to use pillow?
The first and foremost, if you're sleeping, why do you want to take your mobile phone next to your bed? It is not advisable to keep phone next to your bed or pillow. Okay? If you have to sleep, you should take your time at least 1 hour before. You should switch off your gadgets and then have a gadgets-free sleep. Never have a mobile phone next to your pillow. It is very, very bad for your pituitary gland and will also give rise to a lot of, hormonal imbalances if you keep using the phone in the nighttime when you go to sleep. Okay, there is circadian rhythm. There's something called as circadian rhythm. That is when you go to be sleeping. So if you have a mobile phone on, the blue light will keep the hormones, the hypothalamus gland active, and you will not have a good rest. And a good rest is very important for having a good pain-free body and a pain-free, disease-free life. You can have a pillow which is neither too big, neither too small, something which can fit into your neck, the curve of the neck. And at times we say that if your curve is gone, then don't have a pillow. But if you have a very bad curve, then we give you a pillow too. But at times, if your body postures are compromised, as per the need of your body, you might need a pillow, you might not need a pillow. But never have a mobile phone next to your pillow. Yeah.
Good afternoon, madam. I do have a question, and I had already posted in the form as well. You have already mentioned about the carpal tunnel. When is it happening, and why is it happening? That is number one. Number two, when we were using, literally write notes, we did not have much pain in our hands. But the moment we started using the laptops, we start getting the pain part of it. What is the difference? Both the times we are using our hands, and it's excessive usage only for writing also.
Yeah, so desktop has a big range of view with your eyes. Okay, laptop shortens your span of view, and your phone shortens again your span of view. Every time this shortening happens, your angle of your shoulder and your arm gets more constricted towards your body. And that causes your nerves and your bones and your muscles to get tightened a lot. Okay, what is carpal tunnel? Carpal tunnel is there's a nerve passing through to your thumb. It's called as a median nerve. It gets compressed. Will contact stress injury. Continuously, when we are typing, our nerve here gets pressed by the surface. Okay? And when this happens all the time, 24/7, if you're working, or 8 hours a day for long, long times, this finally the nerve actually loses a lot of, basically the myelin sheath, and that's when the carpal tunnel sets for you. Every time you were on a bigger frame, your shoulders were a little apart. You had a big keyboard. But now with laptop, you have a small keyboard. Your hands are like this. And the nerve which passes to the carpal tunnel passes from your under the shoulder. Okay? This gets blocked. That's why I've given you this exercise. Keep doing this exercise not to have carpal tunnel. If you keep doing all the time this way, carpal tunnel is bound to happen. Okay, you understood what has happened? Yes. From bigger keyboard to smaller keyboard to smaller keyboard. More smaller the keyboard, more chances of carpal tunnel.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah. So that's what we say. Our lives have become shortened by the amount of gadgets which have become more shortened. So earlier we had desktop, now we have palm tops.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So this is one of the registered participants' questions, Dr. Anjali. Could you suggest sleeping postures to avoid catches in the neck and back? So while registering, they have submitted this.
Okay. So when you're sleeping, you need to understand that you should either sleep on your back completely, not have a very big pillow. You can have a small, thick pillow in the sense it's not too soft. It just supports the neck and the curve of the back. And also make sure when you're sleeping sideways, which is left side or right side, always keep your knee folded at an angle of 90 degrees and have a pillow in between the knees. If you don't do this, your back muscles will go into spasm the next morning. So as a culture, what you should do is always sleep straight and don't try to sleep on tummy. That causes a lot of neck issues. People should never sleep prone on tummy.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think
So one more question from the registered participants. I underwent my right shoulder for a fracture in August 2020. I'm not getting my normal movement at my right shoulder.
Yeah. Did you go for physiotherapy after that fracture injury?
I don't think that registered participant is here, but on behalf of them, I'm asking this question. This is from
post-fracture physiotherapy for early mobilization is very important. Otherwise, muscles and the ligaments will get frozen and they'll not get ample movements if you not exercise those muscles.
Okay.
And there is one more question, Doctor. I don't know whether she or he is there in the session. Is there a way to grow back degraded cartilages in the knee joints?
So I would say that there was a very interesting talk recently by Deepak Chopra. All of you should actually read him and listen to him. He talks about aging is reversible. What is aging? Whether it's your cartilage, whether it's your skin wrinkles, whether it's anything for that matter, if you eat well, if you sleep well, and you maintain a proper lifestyle, you can reverse any kind of illnesses. Why is illnesses happening is, first of all, is our diet. Second thing I would say is your posture. Third thing is not having a good lifestyle or the healthy balance of work life and life to enjoy and have leisure too. So all of these three compromise would help you in cartilage to be manufactured back again. So how can you regenerate it? Nowadays, a lot of surgeons will say we'll inject a dye in your knee and your cartilage will regenerate. I would say if you exercise, especially weight-bearing exercises, walking, and a fast-paced walk, not slow walk, but fast-paced walk, something kind of trampoline. If you jump on a trampoline, if you are not having any injuries, then you can jump. It helps to regenerate the bones, knee cartilage formation there. Also have lot of like dry fruits, ghee. If you know the animal ghee, the cow ghee, it for lubricating the knee joints too. So have ample amount of dry fruits, your ghar ka khana, normal plate, having vegetables, rice, sabji, dal, everything. A wholesome meal, good night's sleep, at least 8 hours of sleep is very important. And the sleep, which is very important, which we say the beauty sleep, which is after 10:30, which is 11 to 6 a.m. in the morning, is very important because if you don't sleep, the growth hormone for making cartilage will not be released. If you sleep in that time, 80% of your cartilage will heal.
Wow, that's great. That's a great information, doctor. Thank you.
One more question from Associate Professor from ENR Vignan Jyoti. Want remedies for back pain in ladies due to stress?
What kind of stress? Is she here in the...
I don't think she is here.
Okay.
Anita Kulakarni from ENR VJIT Engineering College. So, want remedies for...
Okay. Yeah, so I think stress is something which is a part and parcel of our life now. And I've told about this balanced lifestyle reel where you need to find time for your leisure too. Because if I'm always working, I am high functional women, I have only the sympathetic system working. What is the sympathetic system? The fight and the flight. The tiger is coming, let's run, let's run. In that way, our stress hormones are going to shoot up and go up. Our parasympathetic system is something when we sleep, it gets triggered. When we meditate, it gets triggered. When we eat good food, it gets triggered. When we watch a movie, it gets triggered. So have a balance between your, very high functional jobs and leisure and things which you love to do. Paint, art is very good. Painting is supposed to be very meditative in nature. Introduce yourself to reading books. Do something where you yourself will enjoy that moment rather than Nalini madam, I think I referred her to a musician also. She's learning music now.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Anjali. Yes.
Thank you.
I think even Sushumna also started learning music now.
Yes, doctor. I started learning music after 20 years with the same teacher again, and she got surprised. But I'm very, very comfortable.
Yeah, that is how you will de-stress.
Yeah.
And I start dancing after any of my sessions. So that's how I de-stress.
Okay. Yeah, I just want to share a small thing with the participants because talking to a doctor is always like one-on-one. There are a lot of permutation and combinations. Like maybe giving one solution, it may not fit to everyone. But I just wanted to tell is that what I had a TMJ, that temporal mandibular jaw, and then I'm not kidding. Last week my face was like this.
Yeah, swollen like anything. Yeah.
And almost like this. And it won't go with your painkillers or nothing. Nothing helps other than a good doctor's suggestion along with Dr. Anjali I did is the exercise to move my jaw properly. And it really did a miracle. And now I don't even feel that pain. So I just want to say that there are possibilities. Even if we break our back or arm or that carpus channel, whatever. As you said, the leisure is very important, and the proper diagnosis and exercise really matters, doctor. I do completely agree with that. And I think will help all the educators. And one more question here from Anju Verma. It's very sensible one too. Yes, these days there are many. How about people working in night shifts? I think she's there, Anju Verma.
Yeah, she's here.
Yeah.
Doctor,
Anju, you can answer question?
Doctor, before you answer that question, I would like to second that question because my question is also along that line. Many of my family members, they do have a lot of night calls and things like that, and they start working. Most of the time, they are working at night. So we come from the tradition that every organ plays its role in at a particular point of time. So nighttime sleep is a must because certain organs, they work during nighttime. That is what you reiterated this time also. Just because this nighttime working, they keep on doing the same thing, will the body organs change their working time? I just want to say this to some of my family members.
Good question, Sudha. Good question, Sudha. It's a good question.
No, it's because some of them, they are arguing that if I keep on having, a lot of gravy food in the night, and if I for years together, or if I start working in the night and start sleeping in the morning, my body will get adapt to that. So even my family members say. So if that is the case, will the organs inside our body, they also get adapted to the changed lifestyle?
That's what even my daughter argues, Sudha.
Yeah.
No.
She also argues the same.
I will say only simple thing. Circadian rhythm. What is circadian rhythm is, my sun is rising at 4:30 in the morning, and the sun is setting at 5:30 in the evening in Hyderabad.
Yes.
For every other any other country, follow this circadian rhythm. If in the night sun is already down and I am working, my mind will not work. Whatever it is, I will be using my stress hormones to go up at the time when my stress hormone should actually come down.
Oh.
Night is sleeping, your organs need to shut off. And they need a repair, they need to rest. This is called biological clock. That is why all girls have PCOD, all girls are having lot of issue with fertility. There's a lot of circadian rhythm issue now going on with diabetes. Only follow one thing: sun rising, sun setting. If you follow this, animals don't have any diseases, right? If you look at all the animals in the world, they don't seem to go to hospitals every time. Why so? They eat when they are hungry, they sleep when they want to sleep. But as human beings, we are sleeping when we have a work, when we are working in the night. Time to sleep is time to sleep, but we are not doing that. We're working at the time when we are supposed to be sleeping. There are a lot of call center jobs, and I see a lot of vitamin D deficiency in these people because they are not exposed to sunlight. They're sleeping when the sun is on. And then I have to give them supplements and injections to get their vitamin D up. And because of that, your digestion, your gut digestion slows down if you're sleeping in the morning. Agni, what is sun? Sun is called Agni. Agni means prana. Prana means it gives, lot of energy to your internal organs. Your digestion will work fine. Your hormones will work fine if you're exposed to sun. So sleep in the night, eat in the morning, work in the morning.
But then, as Anju says, for her, maybe she's working in the night shifts. So any suggestion?
Yeah.
Yeah, Anju Verma, I think you can.
So Anju, I would. Yeah, Anju, tell me your question. Yeah.
So my question is actually for my husband. He is in US shifts and his timing is only at night. And so he has to work. There is no option of, changing the shift and all. So what could be the solution? Like how to do? He is diabetic now, and we are not able to find any solution for this thing. Like how to come into. There are no morning shift for his work. It has to be night shift. So can we do something different?
What time is he sleeping?
Shifts end around 3:30 in the morning. So by 4:30 he's sleeping, and wakes up at 10:30, 11 a.m. And then again he sleeps after lunch for 1 or 2 hours around 4 or 5, and again he's up by 9 o'clock for shift.
How old is he?
37 now.
It's time to move on to a new profession if you can, because if you want to control diabetes, the best thing without any medicine is follow the circadian rhythm. 4 a.m. morning, 5:30 sunset. If you follow that, you can reverse diabetes without a pill. Okay. So there are so many options now that you can sit at home and work in the morning shift also. I know there are high paying jobs and you cannot compromise on your profession. But if you look at the way he's falling, he's sleeping and then he's getting up and then he's eating and then again sleeping. The whole hormones are not functioning well for him. And for that, what happens is I'll give you insulin, then I'll give you a medicine to control the sugar. It's not a normal thing.
And even it is affecting his mood as well. Like he'll
be very sleepy, then he'll be depressed, then he'll be angry. This is what will happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Time
you.
to sleep, time to eat. Only this you take care. Health is wealth.
Thank you so much. I have one more question. Keeping circadian rhythm in the mind, what is the right time for a kid to sleep and wake up? Like I have two kids. One is a 8-year-old, one is a 3.
Kids should be in bed by 9:30. Get up by around 6:30.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Anjali, here we have a generic question kind of thing. How to look unique and different from other, how to grab the attention of others. Someone has submitted this.
Okay. How to draw the attention. First of all, your posture. Okay, if I'm like this, will you ever want to hear my lecture? No, right? I need to be sitting smart. Stand tall, sit tall, stand tall, sit tall, laugh more. That's how you draw attention.
Okay. And someone has asked some weight loss tips.
Weight loss tips. Follow the circadian rhythm. Natural weight loss will happen.
Okay.
Eat when you want to eat. Sleep when you want to sleep. Not like when you're working and you're sleeping.
Okay. I think we have any other questions in the chat? I don't think so.
No more questions.
Okay then. Yeah. So thanks a lot, Dr. Anjali, for accepting our invitation to host this session on posture matters. And you have really educated us on what are the common problems, what are the common areas of pain, what our employees should take care of, and as employees, what we should take care of, and pandemic of pandemics. So again, angle of like, what is the load of angle load at 0 degrees? How to maintain body alignment? What are the horror stories of bad posture? And what is the ergonomic profile? And about the lifestyle wheel, how to have that healthy balance? And what is the healthy mind platter for optimal brain matter? And how to de-stress and how to maintain this circadian rhythm and to regulate the sleep and wake cycle. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, Sushma.
Thank you.
Lovely to talk to all of you and the participant too.
Thanks a lot to all the participants. Yep.
Thank you, doctor.